let's do the Pledge of Allegiance real quick. Please. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you, everyone. Let's do roll call real quick. Robin McDaniel, present. Michael Pratt.
Present.
Jason Scott.
Here.
Chuck Smith.
Here.
Rachel Tuttle. Here. All present. Next on the agenda is the election of the board officers. The first person would be the president.
Correct.
Anyone would like to speak on behalf of that?
So
You want to make a motion of that, or do you want me to go on?
You can call for nominations.
Yeah. Nominations, or do you want to do all of them and then go back? You want to do one at a time?
Do one at a time.
Okay. All right, nominations for the president.
I will nominate Robin McDaniel to continue a term as president of the Martinsville City Parks and Recreation Board. I'll second.
Michael first, Chuck second. All in favor?
Aye. Aye.
All ayes. Thank you for your vote of confidence there.
So give me a second, because I'm trying to make sure the notes are done correctly. So. Robin, did you abstain from that vote, or did you vote yes?
I abstained. Oh, did I say yes? No, I didn't. I might have said aye, now that I think about that.
If you don't vote for yourself, then really.
Then who's going to vote? No.
All right, thank you.
All right, moving on to the vice president. Nominations for the vice president.
I want to stay on the planning commission, so I would nominate Chuck for vice president.
All right. Chuck, do you accept?
Sure.
I'll second.
Okay. Jason nominated, Rachel second. All in favor?
Aye.
Recording secretary.
Give me just a second.
Sorry, I didn't
No,
mean to
you're
get
good.
ahead of you.
You're all right. One of these days I'm going to learn how to type.
There's a lot of us here. We'll just start thinking about if that's recording secretary.
So, Jason. Chuck, did you abstain?
Yeah.
All right. All right. Ready for recording the secretary.
Recording secretary.
Okay.
Nominations.
I'll nominate Michael Pratt, recording secretary.
Michael nominates. May I have a second, please?
I will second Michael as the recording secretary.
All right, sorry, I correct myself. Chuck nominated, Jason second. All in favor?
Aye.
Record shows that I abstained.
Yes. All right, make the appointment of the board member to the Martinsville Planning Commission. And I believe Jason has already asked to stay on for that. May I have a nomination for that?
Make a motion.
Rachel makes the motion. May I have a second, please?
I'll second.
Michael seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
I abstain.
Perfect. All
Rachel, you made the motion, Chuck, you seconded, is that correct, or did I second? I seconded.
Yes.
Do you want it, or do you want me to have it? I think we said it about the same time. Did I second, or did you second?
You did.
You
Okay.
did, Michael.
Just checking.
You did both say it at the same time, though, by the way. But you were louder, Michael.
Jason abstained. It's telling me something wrong. Sorry about that.
It's okay.
All right, I'm ready.
All right. Moving on to the approval of the claims and appropriations for December 2025. There's not a lot to these this month. A lot different than it usually is.
A lot thinner.
A lot thinner.
Most everything is related to Christmas anyhow.
Yeah.
I will tell you the one charge for Maxwell Lawn Care for the 240 is, we have him lined up if we get a good snow on a Saturday or Sunday, so he can go in and take care of the parking lot with the sledders. So he came out for us on a Saturday to do that.
Oh, okay.
I was going to ask you.
I'll say it says mowed at the venue, and I thought, I don't think he mowed on
Yeah,
it.
not mode.
That's funny. That's good to know that he got the parking lots for sledders, that's fine.
Any other questions for Ashley? Anybody? Anyone have a motion, please, for claims and appropriations?
I'll make a motion to accept December's claims and appropriations.
Rachel makes the claim, or makes the motion for the claims.
I'll second.
Chuck seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Moving on to the minutes of 2025, December of 2025, sorry.
I'll abstain since I wasn't present, so.
So it should just be Chuck, Michael, and myself that needs to look at
Yes.
those.
Correct. Sorry, I apologize if there are any gaps. We were still trying to work out some of the bugs at my end of the software. We're still, so if there's questions, I'll try to answer the best I can.
According to my notes, these are as they were presented.
Okay. That works. Thank you.
Have a motion to accept.
I'll make a motion to accept the December minutes of 2025.
Okay, Chuck makes the first motion. Michael, can you second, or do you want me to?
Probably better if you did. since-
Okay, I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
I'm sorry, my voice is a little crappy tonight. I think it's this weather. All right, there's nothing under personnel matters, no hirings or resignations, nothing under old business. So moving on to reports, superintendent reports, facility and grounds.
Okay, so we've been busy over the last couple weeks, of course. Eli built shelves in the Christmas shed. I don't know if you guys have been in there in the past. A lot of things were just thrown in there, so he built shelves that the totes fit on perfectly. He spent some time getting that taken care of. The guys took down the Christmas displays and stored away nicely, so everything fits in the Christmas shed, and we have a little bit of room to spare with the way they put things up. Everything should be easy to get out next year. Eli is scheduled to finish working on the broken mower this week. After we got through Christmas and got the lights taken down, he's really hit that hard. He's not making any promises. He thinks that more than likely it will run. He doesn't know how long it will run for. He said when he was fixing it, he did find pieces of metal kind of scattered throughout, so he doesn't have high hopes for it to work. Hopefully it gets us through. If not, I mean, that's something, of course, we'll revisit, when it comes to that time. Luke is working on replacing GFIs. We've had a lot of blown GFIs this winter, some due to just the fact that we had a lot of rain and snow. But he's actually starting in the filter room because we had problems with that over the summer. So replacing GFIs is relatively inexpensive. So we're going to try that approach first. If we have another rough year with them, we might need to call an electrician out to take a look at it. Luke is getting 2026 pricing for 2 of our pumps in the pool. One was out all year last year, but we made do with what we had. We got pricing last year. We just didn't feel like we were in a place to do that with our refrigerator going out last year and freezer. So he's getting prices for that. That's something we're looking at going ahead and getting replaced before we open the pool for 2026. We're working on some new, not expensive to us programs that we can add. We've done lots of programs over the last few years. We've seen what's really taken off and things that have not gone over so well. So we're looking into programs that don't really cost us necessarily anything to run, other than maybe our time to be there. So Luke is working on nature nights. We're thinking about running that April to September. I don't know if you guys recall, not last year, the year before, we had sunset hikes. So we talked about doing something like that, and then Luke talked about finding individuals who could come and go over nature type things at the park. So we're talking about getting someone, maybe the people who donated the fish, the hatchery, to come and talk about the pond and the types of fish in it. So Luke's working on that, maybe getting a DNR officer out to go over some things. So some of that will be related to hiking around the park and looking at different things with a guide of some sort. But some, like I said, if it's a pond, we'll just hang out at the pond, talk about things related to the pond.
Just as a question to that, has he ever considered doing what they call master naturalist classes through our park?
I don't think so.
That might be, I think it used to be through the DNR. I'm not sure if it was. It's been, we'll not say how many years back to when I completed mine the last time around, but that would be an interesting, and I know a lot of folks, it's similar to the Master Gardener program with the exception that it's more about wildlife type stuff, whether it's plants and animals, pond aquatics, whatever, it's more along those lines, but it's a series of workshops that a lot of folks go to that do it. I did it years ago through another organization and really enjoyed it, and I think we could get a lot of people to turn out for something like that if he were to look into it.
Okay, yeah, I jotted that down. We'll definitely look into that. Because that's, we're, not that we want to switch gears, we still want to keep all of our programs that went over really well, but we know there's some people out there we're missing out,
right.
On, so we're trying to think of programs to bring other people in as well.
The gentleman that you guys had, the weed pool every year.
Yeah, Dave.
Yeah, he's been a part of the Master Naturalist program, and he does classes for them, so he might be able to kind of hook you up and get you the right direction. He's a neat guy too, yeah.
Well, yeah, he just emailed me last week about a weed wrangle, so he's easy to connect with. I'm working on, I had this idea that we would technically walk before we ate lunch, but a lunch and a walk. Also, when we did those nighttime hikes, we had people interested in maybe doing something on some of the flatter surfaces. So I was thinking of lunchtime. You can pack your lunch, bring it out. We'll go a couple laps laps around the path and then have lunch together. So we're really thinking of a creative name for that, and Stacy came up with Picnics on the Path, which is cute. So we're gearing that up to probably start that April to October, just when it starts to warm up and before it gets super cold. But we'll just do that like probably 11:30 to 12:30 one day a week during that time, and see if we get a turnout for that, just to kind of take a little walk and have lunch together to build some relationships. Stacy and I are launching a movie club in March. We had a book club this past year. Some book clubs, we had more people than others, but we know there's a lot of book clubs going around. So we are moving to a movie club. So if you guys are interested in movie club, I think the date we scheduled to do our first one was March 18th. I'll have to look at our flyer. So it'll be a mix of, we'll meet, sometimes we'll give you a movie to go home and watch throughout the month, and then we'll meet again and talk about that movie. Sometimes if there's a good movie coming out, we might get together and go to the movie together. So we're going to try movie club this year and see how that goes over. I am working on swim nights for different groups to attend. Of course, we have our pool rentals that we'll continue to have. We'll have our swim lessons this year, but maybe gearing nights towards different groups, like a homeschool night. They'll still pay the fee, but it'll be like an after hours time just for different groups to attend. So we're working on some things with that. So hopefully I'll have more to share with you at the next meeting about what we have in the works for that. I am working on my NRPA's Aquatic Management Professional Certificate. It just gives me a couple hours of my continuing education to go towards my certificate I had to get last year. I have to stay up on that. Every 2 years I have to get so much education in. So this won't be super long. I got a good chunk of it done yesterday. It'll probably be done in the next couple weeks. I am on the programming committee for the Indiana Parks and Recreation Association. So I will have a couple of dates in the spring that I'll be away at like one-day conferences that I'm assisting them with those. Stacy has made most of the 2026 flyers. We'll have more to add just as we bring in like these new programs that we're talking about now. We'll have more flyers to add, but most everything that we currently do is completed for the year. The company came out and took the lights down at the venue. So Christmas is 100% wrapped up for us. We launched our new website on January 5th. I think we love it. I will say it, this has been the easiest. This is my third website in the time that I've been here. In my first year, we didn't even have one. So this has been the easiest transition. The first day we launched it, of course, in the morning, I think when everybody was trying to log on, it was lacking a little, but we have not had a problem since day one with it. People are making reservations on their own. It is very user-friendly, which my rec was really good behind the scenes for us, but users struggled to use it. Our last website we had last year was probably easier for people, but it did not have all the features we needed behind the scenes. I think this one is covering both. It's user-friendly and it's easier for us, so we really enjoyed working with Civic Rec and getting that going. Update on the pickleball bathrooms. You guys know we had several plumbers out last year and could not get it fixed. I'm not going to swear to you that it's still fixed, but Eli did have a general contractor that he's worked with in the past come out today. He met us over there at 12. He thinks that we have a water pressure issue. He did not charge us to come out. He just looked at it for us and told us things we needed to try on our own, and then if we need him for something, we can call him. So we need to change out the Sloan valves. Right now they're like 1.5. He suggested putting like 3.5 on them. And then there's another piece that we need to add to kind of help with that water pressure. He told us to try those two things first, which are relatively inexpensive things. I know we need to get it fixed, but again, we had several people out last year, and the last conversation we had with one of the companies was they've tried everything, they had to go back to the drawing board, and that was the last I've heard from them. So we are working on it, and we would like to have that fixed before spring, so I'll keep you guys updated on that as well. I have been working with Pros. That's a company we went with our 5-year master plan. I meet with them typically every Monday. We just have a quick Zoom to check in. I will be sending you guys an email out in the next couple of days introducing you to them, and then they're gonna get with you guys first and kind of meet with you guys just a couple at a time to see like your thoughts, what you think you'd like the park to look like in the next 5 years, those types of things. And then after that, we're gonna build out other focus groups. But I did tell them, I think talking to you guys first would be best before we move, you know, so we can build what other focus groups we want. We can put some thoughts into that, who we think would be good to add to our focus groups. Items to be completed moving forward. Eli has worked on a list of repairs that need to be made to the shelter houses. When he gets through the lawnmower in the bathroom, he's going to start working on those. Some of them are relatively inexpensive. We can do most anything on our own. Some of them are just more affordable than others. 3 and 4 are the worst shelter houses, of course, but hopefully, you know, with our 5-year plan, some of that will be addressed too, but we need to make it work for us for now. Eli and Luke will be working. We got that Duke grant for the dog park, the cornhole boards, and the gaga ball pit. So Luke and Eli will be working on the cornhole and gaga ball pit so we can get those up and going by spring when everything else opens up.
Have you decided what you're using for the bottom of your gaga ball pit yet? I know you talked about potentially doing concrete, but we also talked about scraped knuckles and busted fingers.
Yes, we're not going to do the concrete, but I don't want to, I'll confirm with the guys their final plan, but it is not concrete.
Okay.
And I know we are adding mulch to it.
Okay.
But I've heard him toss around so many ideas. At this point, I don't want to tell you the wrong thing.
No, you're fine. I was just curious. I know we had had that discussion. So.
Yes. We're going to work on our sponsorships for 2026. So if you guys know anyone who would like to be a sponsor of any event that we have, send them our way. Something else we'll be looking for a sponsor for this year. So last year, I'm sure you guys noticed, on Wednesdays, we always had a fun activity at the swimming pool. Like one day it was just bracelet making, one day we had a beach party. It's a short time frame. It's usually 11 to 12, 11 to 12:30. Really relatively inexpensive things, but we would like to find a sponsor. And it isn't, if we could find one sponsor to cover all the Wednesdays, that would be great, but it doesn't have to be. We can get a different sponsor each Wednesday, you know, $1,500 sponsorship. So that's something we'll be looking for. If we do set aside like our swim nights for different groups, we'll probably look for some sponsors for that. So, and then of course the sponsorships we had last year. We still have not got the fountain placed back in the pond, so we still need to get that taken care of. Of course, it's the time of year again to start focusing around pool staff, training, cleaning, all the things. So that'll take a good chunk of our time moving forward. I had also put in your folder the 2026 events. Again, these are just the things that we know for sure we're doing, the things that we've done in the past that, you know, now we continue on with. So there's just a list of dates and times in there for those things for you guys, just to have for the year. And then your facility report, as usual, of course it's winter, so it's just shelter 1. This will be the last report you see like this now that we've moved to the new system. We have already taken several reservations, which you can't see that because that just started. We opened up reservations for 2026 on January 5th. So that report will be pretty thick. And we brought in a lot of income just with the rentals that we've taken so far.
Do you do them 6 months out, or can you do it for the whole year?
They can do it for the whole year. So, well, they can do it until the end of December. Any questions?
Incredibly nice stuff going on at the park, that's for sure. We're proud of it.
Ashley, circling back to the sponsors, are you going to put out or have some sort of information on how to sponsor and different levels and all that?
Yes, so we'll probably stick with last year was our first year we really looked for sponsors, so we created sponsorship packages for pretty much all of the events that come back every year. So we will put those out for our events. The newer events, we'll still have to create something for the Wednesdays because we didn't take sponsorships for that last year, so we'll have to think of little packages for that. The pool nights, we'll have to think of sponsorship packages for that. So we still have to work on those. But like the Easter egg hunt, we have something already to go that we can put out for the things that, you know, we've had on our radar for a while.
Thanks.
And we are doing something, so because sponsorships were so new for us, we were really looking for a way to give something back to our sponsors since they've, you know, we made about $3,000 in sponsorships this year, which I think is good for a first year. And that just counts like the financial money that people have given us for sponsorships. That doesn't count like candy donations. That doesn't count the people who decorated the shelter houses for us, which is a huge expense all on its own. So we are doing, for anyone who sponsored an event for us in 2025, we're having a sponsorship pool party this summer for them, just to thank them for their sponsorship for 2025.
Very nice. All right. There's no new business and no public comments. So we're moving on to adjournment. It's a pretty quick meeting there.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Chuck makes a motion.
I'll second.
Rachel seconds. All in favor?
Aye.
Next meeting is February 10th here at City Hall. See you then.
You guys want to send this copy? You have the attendance sheet over there, right?
Yep. I'm sending this to around. We didn't have to do anything except sign.
Okay. Do you have the copy of that then? Because
Right here.
do
for
you
them
need
to
another
sign.
copy of the minutes or your resources?
I have not signed